local food and turn it into global flavors. That's my style of cooking. I was given this beautiful bruschetta topping made with roasted peppers, which is actually manufactured through the Hunger Action Network to utilize. So at my table over there, we have Meadowdale feta from Bennington. We have the feta topping, and we have some sunchoke. So I went kind of global flavor, local pride, like I always do. We did a Moroccan couscous salad with oil-cured olives from Tunisia, and then the local sunchokes, the local topping, spices from around the world. It's all good and yummy. And, a bunch of my own homegrown mint from my own garden.
Believe it or not, we need to say a lot of thank yous. And this is our 30th anniversary. Which unfortunately is a pretty bittersweet experience. Because if you told us 30 years ago that we would still be here 30 years later trying to end hunger in New York State, we would not consider that a particular success. And right now we're feeding 3 million New Yorkers on an annual basis at 3,000 food pantries and soup kitchens. Ron Deutsch is now Executive Director of New Yorkers for Fiscal Fairness. Ron, you want to come up here?
I do honestly believe every time I pick up the phone and talk to Frank that I learned something. And I definitely can't say that about every phone call that I make. So on behalf of everyone in this room, the Hunger Action Network, and the thousands upon thousands of people that you've helped over the years, I'd like to present you Frank Mauro with this award from the Hunger Action Network.
Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate even more the work that the Hunger Action Network does. While Mark has appropriately talked about all they do specifically with programs that in a narrow sense address hunger, I think one of the great things about the Hunger Action Network is for decades, it also has always been a strong voice for battles over increasing the welfare grant, increasing the minimum wage, and we have a battle like that going on right now on increasing the minimum wage, and Hunger Action Network is staking out what I think is the important position of what should be done, not what's realistic to be done. But the Hunger Action Network has always understood the need to raise the revenue to pay for those programs, and Hunger Action Network has always been a close ally of the Fiscal Policy Institute and the Fiscal Policy Institute's predecessor organizations that have fought for adequate revenues and for raising revenues in a fair way. We greatly appreciate the fact that the Hunger Action Network fights for the needs of our neediest people, but they also fight for good economic policies and good revenue policies. Thank you very much.
He really has been somebody who stood up for hungry people, both in the State Assembly and in Congress. And so the Hunger Action Network is very honored to honor Congressman Paul Tonko for his work.
You can hold it then, okay? Thank you. Thank you so much, but I'll take it from you when I get done. Good evening, everybody. It's an honor to join with all of you. You know, this has been an exciting day. I started it with Judith Enck, and now I conclude with Mark Dunley. So I'm keeping it all in the family. So first and foremost, let me thank the Hunger Action Network here in New York. Happy 30th birthday. Happy 30th birthday. Make no mistake about it. You're the gentle touch, the caring heart, the difference. For so many, to not go hungry, to be treated with respect and dignity, to be lifted and empowered, because of your good graces. I'm flattered to be recognized by an organization with such meritorious work and such an outstanding and soulful mission. You've asked us to be humanistic in our approach. You've asked us to see everyone as our neighbor and to see it through the eyes of children or through the elderly, where people have stumbled upon hard times and have had to adjust their home situations accordingly. And as I told the group that I worked with in Washington, the national efforts to increase school lunch dollars and to work with the breakfast programs, I said, you know, a long time ago when I was a kid, I heard about the breakfast of champions. I want you to know I see you as the champions of breakfast. And that's what I see here tonight. The people who can make a total difference by saying, yes, we're going to put food on the table, and guess what? It's also going to be nutritious, and it's going to build you and sustain you. And then, yes, we can walk away from that situation and say, this truly is how America ought to be. Thank you for making America bold and vibrant and noble, compassionate, concerned, sensitive, caring, uplifting, empowering. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the regional people that have supplied all of this work through Hunger Action. Thank you to all the regions of the state for making a difference. Thank you so much. God bless you for your refined work.